Hola, veggie lovers. I'm JP and Amelia is behind the camera.
Hola!
Welcome to LottaVeg, our easy plant-based cooking channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make my super simple bread recipe. If you're joining us from our other channel, Amelia and JP, our unconventional life in Ecuador, hola unconventionals. And if you're new to our channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our easy plant-based cooking videos that we have in the queue, including Amelia's delicious chocolate chip cookies. All right, let's get started, Amelia.
Okay.
Now, this is my super simple, easy bread recipe. We just have a few ingredients. I have 1.5 cups of warm water. You can just use warm tap water if yours is potable. Ours is not, so I've heated it, or filtered water. I have 2.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and I'm just going to add that in. And that's basically 1 packet of yeast. And if you have instant yeast, you might want to use just 2 teaspoons instead of 2.5. In here I have 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. We just like the way that tastes in our bread, so that's why we put it in there. It is optional. And then I'm just going to stir this up.
This is cool because I've actually never seen you make this before. So I'm learning with everybody else.
So I'm going to give this a couple minutes just so everything is nice and dissolved, and then we'll continue. All right, now it's time to combine the ingredients. I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour here. We recommend whole grain flour. Unfortunately, during the quarantine, we don't have access to that here in our little beach town in Ecuador. So we're making do with what we have. Not ideal. I really don't like white flour, but we're doing the best we can here.
Well, and it tastes delicious.
It does taste really good. All right, so I'm going to combine the liquid ingredients in here and then just stir it. I just stir it with a fork until it kind of all mixes together, and it will turn into your dough.
Oh, that garlic smells amazing.
It does. I love the smell of the garlic as this is coming together. All right, now, Amelia, it's time to use my hands. And I just washed my hands before we started this. Always wash your hands before you touch your dough. Please wash your hands all the time.
Yes.
I wash my hands so much now that we're in this quarantine mess. Yeah, you don't need to knead it very much, pretty much just to get all of the flour off. And I might actually need to add a little bit more liquid in here. All right, so I just added like a teaspoon of water in there because it's a little bit too dry.
Yeah, how can you tell?
Well, it needs to be, all of the flour should be gone. So there's still some flour in here, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Don't add too much water at a time because you can't take it out, although you can add more flour. But I usually just do like a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon at a time, depending on how much it is. And Amelia, I think this is pretty much done.
Oh yeah, look at that. I have to stand on my toes so I can get the camera in here.
Because Amelia is so short, form it into a nice ball like that.
Very cool.
All right, the dough is ready, and now we need to let it rise for about 1 to 2 hours. Just check it, and once it's kind of risen in the bowl and some bubbles on top, it's ready to go. Make sure and cover it up with a towel though, so that the bugs don't get into it. All right, our dough has been sitting for about 1.5 hours, and I think it's good to go. So this is what it looks like when it's risen. You can see it's plumped up nicely with some bubbles on the top. And I have some flour out here. You may have noticed that we don't use oil in our bread, which makes it a little stickier. So I'm going to use a little extra flour to keep it from sticking to my hands as I take it out. The first thing though I need to do is put this water in the bottom of the oven as I preheat it. It will create some nice steam in the oven as it's cooking. And that will make sure the crust comes out nice and golden brown. I forgot it one time and it came out looking like a giant biscuit. It was not brown. It still tasted good, but it wasn't as pretty to look at, and it also stuck to the pan. All right, so now it's time to preheat the oven to 425 Fahrenheit, that's 220 Celsius. And this oven cooks extra hot, so I actually put it on 210 Celsius. Really depends on how hot your oven cooks. And I'm gonna put this water in there.
Be careful, JP. Oh. Take the other pan out so you don't burn yourself.
No, actually, that's a good question, Amelia.
Oh, it actually wasn't a question, but thank you.
It's a good comment, Amelia. I'm going to leave that cast iron skillet in there. That's what I'm going to cook my bread in, and it will be nice and hot when I put the dough onto it.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, that's good for now, and we're going to let that preheat for about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, the oven and my skillet are preheated, And I put this oven mitt on the handles to keep from burning myself.
Good idea, JP.
And I'm going to sprinkle some flour in the bottom of this so that I don't have to use any oil. This will keep the bread from sticking to the pan when we're done. Doesn't need a lot, just kind of sprinkle a little bit in there. And now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on top of the dough. And I'm going to put some on my hand so that the dough doesn't stick as much to it, because the dough will be sticky when you pull it out of here.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So I'm just going to plop it right in there.
I feel like you should be tossing it up and making pizza dough with it.
And I'm going to put an X, marks the spot. That will just make it look pretty when I take it out of the oven. All right, Amelia, it's time to put it back in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. It may take up to 30 depending on how hot your oven cooks.
I'm very excited. I love your bread, JP. But I must be patient for
Yes.
15 to 20 minutes.
Are you going to be able to wait that long?
I think I can make it.
All right,
Is it time?
it's time.
Yay! It smells so good, JP. Oh, wow, it looks beautiful. Wow.
All right, now, Amelia, you have to wait 10 minutes for it to cool.
Okay.
And then we'll take it out of the pan and cut it. All right, Amelia, it's ready to cut.
Yay. I think I've said yay like a million times. I'm really excited about the fresh bread, in case you guys can't tell. It smells so good.
We can't eat all of this today, Amelia.
Why not? It's easy. You can make more.
All right, let's try it. All right, Amelia, what do you think?
I think I'm really happy that you decided to start baking bread.
Look at that, it's so beautiful.
Yes, it smells amazing.
And I will put a link to the recipe in the description below. It's on our website, LottaVeg.com. And now, Amelia, are you ready for the taste test?
I am. Thank you. Oh, it's still warm.
It's still really warm and so moist, and it doesn't need anything. We just eat it plain.
Buen provecho.
Buen provecho.
Veggie lovers, you need to make this bread. You won't regret it.
Use whole wheat, though, if you can find it. All right, Amelia, I think that's all we have. We'll see you guys in our next video. And I think it might be Amelia's chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Ciao.
Ciao.
This is so good.
I know. It's amazing.
Okay, we can go.